Okay, today we are playing a game on the Horizon Lunar Colony. The average SR of this game was 2,764, and we will be playing very, very many heroes over the course of this game, because today's game is actually the same game from two perspectives at the same time. I was playing with my friend on a Smurf, and we just both recorded the same game. I'm on the left side playing tanks, and she's on the right side playing supports. Right now, Zarya and Lucio, as you can see, but we play a few different heroes over the course of the game. Our current team composition is d.va, Zarya, Soldier, Symmetra, Lucio, and Ana. Now, we are attacking first, so that means we have a Symmetra on attack, which is not generally recommended. Horizon is relatively confined, so there's something to it, I guess, but I'm still not exactly big into it. Would rather have most other DPS heroes, to be honest with you, but, you know, whatever, we'll take what we can get. It's fine. It's fine. So, we actually take the first 2 points pretty quickly, because this is a game that goes on for a while. So, hopefully this comes out being somewhat comprehensible, because I do have trouble keeping track of both sides at the same time. I guess the trick is to only focus on one side at a time, I suppose. So, we have come up here onto the high ground, as you do at the start of Horizon, and found the enemy team over there. Now, aside from Soldier, none of us are actually very long-range heroes, so we don't stay up here, we actually just immediately jump down. Me and d.va are just gonna try and, like, walk underneath them. Because, none of them actually come forward to keep shooting at us, so we can just sort of walk under the high ground and get straight onto the point. Now, if we look on the right side, both of our supports are gonna get into a fight in the closet with Sombra. Because it looks like it's just Lucio, but Ana's going to get involved in it as well. There we go. Over on the left side, I'm just thinking, man, there's nothing happening over here. I'm just really badly trying to build up charge off of their Winston. Meanwhile, both of our supports are having, like, a punch-out in the broom closet nearby. So, we have been fighting over here with no supports this entire time, but the enemy team is actually not very high damage, so it's not exactly the end of the world, because if you notice, their team comp has Sombra and Roadhog on it, so their team is actually quite low damage. What a world we live in where we can now say that Roadhog does low damage. So their only actual DPS is McCree. He's the only one on their team that really does any damage at all. So even though we've been fighting over here on the point with no supports, they haven't actually been doing that much damage to us because their team just doesn't do that much damage. I don't feel like both supports needed to be fighting the Sombra in the closet, though. I feel like Lucio could have probably taken the Sombra eventually, because you do have to be an absolute god with tracking to kill a Lucio as Sombra. So, but now we have all recollected over here. I'm trying to bully the supports on the left side, but if you've noticed, I've built up 0 charge because I'm bad at Zarya. So that's not exactly going very well. It's okay, though, because the enemy team just doesn't do any damage, so we are just slowly killing them anyway. We have lost d.va, and that's about it. And so even though it didn't look like it was actually going that well, the enemy team was just not actually doing any damage to us. So, Sombra's over there, so I'm just right-clicking into the doorway to try and get her if she tries to stealth out in front of us. I think I do hit her. Yeah, there we go. We can tell from the way that her translocator went that she went off towards our spawn, roughly, so we're just going to rush off onto the point. So, here's an example of how perspective can change, oh, by the way, if you've noticed that the sound is a little bit unusual, there's only sound coming from one side of the screen, because both soundtracks over the top of each other would be very, very obnoxious, so we can only hear the right-hand side of the screen, basically just so we can still hear ultimates. So, I'm thinking to myself, okay, so we've got a numbers advantage right now, because we just killed someone. So they probably are respawning still, and Sombra's back over on the other side of the doorway still. On the other side of the map, I should say. So I'm like, okay, I just want to sprint onto the point. And Soldier's over here with me as well. So I assume that the whole team is here with me and don't turn around to check. But if we look over on the right-hand side of the screen, we can see it's just me running onto the point, because I haven't looked behind me. Everybody's going up onto the high ground, except me, so I'm just over there, fighting, like, their entire team by myself. So, that's what I thought I was doing. I thought we were just rushing in together, but I didn't actually check. And then if you look on the other side, it's like, what the fuck was that Zarya doing, man? So, the rest of the team actually doing what they're supposed to be doing and going up onto the high ground to get control of that. So, now, this is very unusual, right? So I've just changed to Winston, and you'll notice we still have a Symmetra. Symmetra's just put down her teleporter, so I'm like, okay, I'll walk through the teleporter. Where the fuck am I now? Because I've come out where I didn't expect to, and I don't know this map that well yet either at this point. Turns out I'm in the enemy spawn, so I'm just like, oh, okay, I guess we're over here now. And poor Anna got microwaved and tased to death, and 3 of them are just dead right now. Soldier's using his ultimate, so we're actually just gonna get the point just like that. Isn't it incredible? So I guess the Symmetra pick pays off in the end because we get to do this. Mercy reses, but she's not standing on the point, so we get to capture the point anyway. Everything went a lot better than expected, didn't it? So, you never know. You never know what's gonna happen. So, now we're defending. I'm playing D.va, and my friend is playing Mercy now. I'm trying to get the tire to launch me through the wall into orbit so that I can be on the front page of Reddit too, but that did not happen, unfortunately. So, we are going to stand up here on the high ground. I'm only D.va, so it's not exactly, like, the best person to have up on the high ground, and nobody else seems super into it either. One of our DPS is also Reaper, so yeah. Now, if you look over here, you'll notice that somebody, this is Symmetra, is standing way far up. This is going to come up later. So, Symmetra's all the way over there right now, standing up on the high ground. This is where, like, the sound being from one side really stands out, because D.va's just making no noise. So, enemy team's kind of spreading out. I see that Symmetra is over there, and I'm like, I'm going to try and get Symmetra out. Drastically terrible mistake. Symmetra dies before I even get there, and now it's just like, what the fuck is D.va doing down here as well? So I'm trying to back up away from the Roadhog. It's only Roadhog, I'm not too scared about it. Then, slept, oh god, CC'd, oh no, mech broken. So, going in to save Symmetra has led to a lot of terrible things happening. And the moral of this story is if somebody is standing up suicidally far, you don't have to go and die with them, you can just let them die. So I have gotten killed immediately. So we have lost Symmetra and myself, and I'm like, I shouldn't have gone to help her. And so this is not exactly going to be a very good defense, as you may have guessed from how this is going so far. Now I have to get all the way back. Mercy is actually going to use her res right here, which I'm not too sold on. Res 2 people, but the thing is as well, that there's only actually 4 people over here. Me and Symmetra are close, as we can see right here, but this is from Mercy's perspective, this is like the sort of res that's like, well, probably just going to immediately get killed after doing the res, which is pretty much exactly what happens. Wouldn't have done that one myself because it is like, I mean, we don't actually even know, like, from the Mercy's perspective, you don't know how close everybody is. Reaper also already died, so no matter what happens, it's always going to be an uneven fight on the other end of the res, and we've got no ultimates built up to swing it back round with, so I would not have done that one. So we have also lost that point right there. So I decide here to change to Orisa, and I don't remember why I decided to change to Orisa, and I can't think back to why I would have decided to change to Orisa. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm guessing the thought was, I don't want to pick Reinhardt, but I want to try and, like, defend this area, so I'm gonna pick Orisa and just try to, like, stand here and not let people through. This is, not what Orisa is about, especially, like, you might have noticed that their team is pretty good at killing an Orisa as well. So, like, this is not really the greatest strategy in the world, and I would not recommend changing to Orisa in a lot of circumstances, really. So, Reaper starts ulting right in front of us, but we got like 4 shields to actually block it with, so it all went pretty well, honestly. He's coming in with whole hog nano boosted, so that's scary, and high noon is happening just outside as well. So there's a lot of shit happening. So there's a fight happening over here still, obviously, but I'm thinking to myself, alright, team can probably deal with this because nobody too scary is actually over here. It's not like Reaper or anything like that is still over here. And they're over here on the point as well, so I've got to come and stand over here. But I'm playing Orisa, who doesn't have exactly a lot of presence. So my strategy is to set up on the absolute rim of the point and just try to stall it out, basically. I got nano boosted as well, so I start walking forward, trying to actually kill people. Oh, fuck. Ooh, spooky. I've never actually seen that happen with a Roadhog. Apart from that, you right-click them up, and then you get hooked at the same time. Very spooky. So, I'm just gonna farm Roadhog for a while. He's trying to just walk in and bully the back line. Oh god, fucked everything up right there. So, miraculously, everything's actually going okay, because Soldier has actually just killed everyone, despite not actually using his ultimate either. So, great, awesome. Would have been a lot easier, probably, if I wasn't Orisa. If I was still just d.va, that would have been a lot more straightforward, honestly. Just put it over the Reaper, then put it over the Roadhog. They don't have any fun. Then just go and, like, fight the McCree or the Roadhog, you know? But instead I decided to pick Orisa and just, like, sit on the edge like, oh god, please no. Please don't come any closer to me. So, anyway though, now I have Bongo built up and Mercy has Res built up, so I'm gonna sit up here and try to stop them from walking back onto the catwalk. Winston's put his bubble down all the way over there for some reason, God only knows why. So they are indeed trying to walk in right now. There's a Reaper over there, so that's very scary. This is also very scary, just barely get off the platform in time. Decide to put the Bongo down right here, which is an absolutely terrible place to put it down, because A, the fucking, like, truck behind me is gonna block most of the line of sight to it. And also, they're, like, diving in right now, so it's gonna get broken really quickly, so this is a very poor use of the Bongo. Mercy has also just been hooked and killed, which is very unfortunate. The Bongo is indeed dead, by the way. I am also now dead because I'm playing Orisa versus things like Reaper, and Hanzo, and McCree, so it wasn't exactly a good choice. Now I'm playing d.va again, which is who I should have been playing the entire time. Got a little bit of corruption in some of the video, I apologize. My video is just, like, kinda patchy in places anyway, for some reason, I don't know. So, things are not going very well over here. Mercy died, like, immediately upon getting back out. She used Res, so she's changing to Lucio just to get out there quicker. Oh, fuck, McCree's using High Noon, and fucking shot in the face. Winston doesn't seem to have gotten the memo that he needs to be standing on the point, and he's still tasing Anna, so we lost that round. Well, I say lost, we've got more time than they do still, and, you know, this is basically my entire experience on Horizon, where, like, you just switch back and forth several times on the map. God, I hate Horizon so very, very much. It just seems so impossible to defend this map. I've gone forward slightly too far. Now I've gone backwards much too much. Nope. There we go. Perfect. Excellent. Okay. So, playing d.va, again. I don't think I change off d.va for the rest of this game. This guy's picked Reinhardt, which I don't recommend at the best of times anymore, but Horizon in particular seems to be a not very good map for Reinhardt because, first off, the enemy team tends to be, like, Pharah, and, like, a lot of divers still, so, you know, so, like, even more than other maps, like, Horizon encourages this, because there's a lot of, like, high ground for the first point, at least, so there tends to be a lot of people with vertical mobility, in my experience, anyway. And, there's also no actual, like, choke point on Horizon, really. Like, there's kind of the gate on the second point, but no one really tries to go through the gate, you know, with a ramp that goes down into the center of the point. That's kinda like the best thing, unless you count, like, the catwalk's doorway. Other than that, there's no real, like, choke point for him to, like, stand next to and actually, like, block people walking through. The enemy team has, like, too many ways to get around the Reinhardt that he just doesn't really seem to get very much accomplished on Horizon. It comes at him from too many angles, you know. And the second point, there's like 8 different ways you can take to get the point. There's like the far left side that goes around the back. Then you can go further left even and get really round the back. You can go down the center, but no one does. You can go underneath on the right-hand side, or you can go up on the right-hand side. And then if you're out here, you can go outside the 0G, you can go up the staircase right next to that doorway, you can go across the catwalk over here. You can just walk across the center. There's too many options. You can just see that Reinhardt's sitting there with the people behind him and just go a different way around, really. Plus, he's just not likely to Earth Shatter that many people. When he tries to hit them, you know, his hammer's phasing through their body. Oh, sad times.
Attackers incoming.
So, don't pick Reinhardt on Horizon. It tends to be pretty sad in my experience. Picking Reinhardt in general, in my experience, is very sad now. So, they now have a Pharah as well, so Pharah's who I'm going to be trying to focus. We do still have a soldier as well, so they're all going up the staircase on the left-hand side right there, as we can see from Mercy's perspective. Can't really tell from my perspective, because I'm like at the bottom of the staircase right there. Found the Pharah, coming up to try and bully the Pharah. Pharah's low, but she's like running back to her team, so I'm going to give up on that one. Coming back over here, because they're also trying to come down the staircase over here. Now they're kind of giving up on that way, and they're going up this way instead. So that's much easier, honestly, because they have to come across a fairly open space. However, Symmetra did die up here to Roadhog. So I know Roadhog's up here, and I want to come and get him, because I know he's mostly by himself right now. I know he's by himself right now, because we saw the rest of his team going the right-hand side. They are indeed all still mostly downstairs. Up here is Pharah, just sitting really far away, so there's nothing I can actually do about that one right now. Here comes Winston on the left-hand side. It doesn't look like I actually noticed Winston until he put the bubble down, because I was kind of like, oh fuck, Winston. So now I'm going to try and bully him to death. I have Mercy here with me as well, so there's nothing he can really do. If anything, I should have just gotten more on his face, so I could do more damage to him right there, because I sat back really far, kind of like afraid to go into the bubble. Had Mercy there with me, and nobody else was with the Winston. I should have just gone in and started killing him. So, here's, Pharah. I'm interested in killing the Pharah, but Mercy's, like, half HP right now, so I'm more interested in just keeping the defense matrix over Mercy, so that she doesn't get killed by her. However, now things that I can't block are appearing, so I'm just trying to kill them. Mercy, as we can see, has escaped up onto the catwalk, and come back around the top side. Oh, fuck. Nano boosted Reaper, Mercy rezzed. I'm not feeling too good about this res, because I just got rezzed like still right next to the nano boosted Reaper, but I did manage to get back into the mech. Now, I've been using my defense matrix really badly over the last couple of seconds right there. Can't go back like just so slightly, I have to actually like cursor over it. So, as you can see, I'm holding my defense matrix over this man right now while he's still in Wraith form. He's clearly going to ult, because he's, like, obviously he's got his ult, and he's trying to get into the middle of our team with Wraith form. So I'm wasting defense matrix hovering over him while he's not actually shooting yet. This is going to come up because he starts ulting. And I don't actually have enough defense matrix left anymore to stop him from killing Mercy. So, by wasting, like, half the bar right there, I led to, like, the most important member of our team dying, and more people could have also died. Can't block this either, wouldn't have been able to block that, definitely wouldn't be able to block this one. But, so, the moral of that story is, don't hold defense matrix over the Wraith-forming Reaper, because oddly enough, when he's in Wraith form, not actually that scary yet, because he can't shoot. Who would have guessed? Miraculously, though, in spite of them using, like, 4 ultimates right in front of us, none of them were actually that good, so we managed to keep control of the point anyway. So I'm coming up here because the teleporter is up here, and I don't want Winston to break it. Now I'm coming down here because this guy's like fucking around. I should have just stayed up here because that guy was going to die without my input. They didn't need me down there, so I could have just stayed up on the high ground, because now I have to get back up to the high ground again. Pharah's trying to break the teleporter from really far away. I'm like, I was trying to stop it from happening. It was gonna break eventually anyway, but I also just got tranked, so that's definitely not gonna happen now. Over here we can see Mercy dancing around rockets, trying to not get hit by the rockets, and here's me trying to stop the rockets from hitting the Mercy also. So, my footage is just, like, completely stopped for a while here, but it looks like I've come in here to start fighting this Roadhog. Yep, there we go. Okay, so I went in there to fight Roadhog. I don't think we killed Roadhog. No, Roadhog's still there, so I'm going back to fight Roadhog again. Mistake, because I got hooked into him and he broke most of my mech, but I'm guessing the idea was also I have self-destruct, so I'm not too upset if I lose my mech. However, this was incorrect thinking, because it has indeed led to me dying. So, even though Roadhog does way less damage now, if you go at him, and you're like 2/3 HP as d.va, he'll still break your mech, and that's pretty bad. That wasn't a very good place to lose the mech either, because then just kind of got fucked. So I've been rezzed right here. Do I actually get back in the mech on this one? I do. I remember, like, dying before I get back into my mech at some point. Other than that time right there, I mean. So, I'm not really feeling this one, Mr. Krabs, because most of our team is kind of like getting fucked off screen right now. I've also just been frozen because they now have a Mei, which is very inconvenient. So, I wouldn't have rezzed right there either, because we didn't really have anything to swing the fight back around with. And we did indeed just die pretty quickly after rezzing, as well as the rest of our team getting fucked, like, right behind us as well. So, now, granted, when you have the benefit of not playing the game, you get to think about it a little bit more. And also when you can see the fight from two quite different perspectives, one quite close and one quite far, you know, it becomes oddly a lot easier to think, oh yeah, we would have gotten fucked right there. That's weird, that, isn't it? So, there's a Mei coming in right there. Mei's really scary because she can freeze me through the defense matrix, so I just floated away from her. Don't have the option of doing that anymore, so I'm just gonna get frozen right here. But these guys over here, I've noticed that they're not actually looking over here. Mei takes a really long time to actually kill d.va, so got her into the icicle and then just left. So they could have quite easily broken my mech right there, but I noticed they were looking like this direction rather than over there, so there wasn't actually anything to be afraid of anymore. And then when she was in her icicle, I just left. Gotten hooked by Roadhog. Doesn't really, like, not actually low enough to get broken out of the mech. I am now being mad greedy, though. Because there's no way I kill him now, because he started using Take a Breather back here, and you might notice I'm actually still really low HP. So, this is very greedy, and he is in fact going to break my mech. And I decided, this is where I die before I get back into my mech. So, I decided to just use Self-Destruct in, like, the most ass-backwards location possible, where there's no way it'll hit anyone, ever, or zone them. And then I just got killed by the Roadhog as well. So, that was mad greed, and then I decided, rather than just accepting that, I doubled down on my greed and ulted to try and get back into my mech. So it didn't pay off for like 3 different reasons right there. So, trying to get back in the mech, got frozen, didn't get back in the mech. Was more concerned about like the Roadhog, but Roadhog was not actually the scary thing, because there was a Mei over here freezing me. And then I died. And now he's gonna die. Feels bad, man. So, Symmetra's built a teleporter. We're here now. Oh god, Mei's just used her ultimate, and I didn't eat it, because I just came out of the teleporter. Probably wouldn't have eaten it anyway, because I'm not very good at eating, like, ultimates as, d.va, to be honest with you. So, I've gotten broken out in front of all of these people, right in front of the ulting far as well, so I'm not long for this world. You might notice I'm talking mostly about this side. This is the side I've decided to focus on, and this is also the side I'm on, so I know more what I was thinking. If you look over here, you'll just see Mercy getting bullied non-stop, basically. So, come out, find that. Oh fuck, got hooked, can't block that anymore. Get knocked out of mech into all of these people. Fucking dead now. Lucio died to high noon, coming out of the spawn again. Feels bad, man. So, but they ran out of time on that push. So, we have got the advantage because we've still got nearly 6 minutes. So we had more time coming into this as well. So just still playing d.va. Lucio over here again now. So there's been some very spirited banter because Kovfefe has been playing Symmetra the entire time, which has been upsetting some people, as you may understand. I tried to jet over there and landed right here, and then you can't actually jump over this, so that was very sad. Actually just had to, admit that I fucked up and walked back around the side. It was very embarrassing. So, we're all just walking down this way right now. There may be people up here. I don't know. I'm not interested in that. We're just gonna go try and get straight onto the point. So I come around the corner and think, oh fuck, here's Bastion. And then I get stunned right in front of Bastion, and I'm like, oh fuck, Mei. So this is a really awkward situation. Because, there's a Bastion in here and a lot of things in the way of the Bastion, because there's a Mei, a Reinhardt, and a McCree in here as well. So this is very awkward. Reinhardt is currently fucking up and almost killed himself right there, which is very helpful. So turn around to check my team is actually with me. Hold it over the Bastion so that my team can try and kill him. Winston's gone in, he's purple, dive in on the Bastion. Great, awesome. And then Mei got booped to death. So we've killed their Bastion, we've killed their Mei, we killed their Reinhardt right there. They don't have a Mercy to res them, so we get to take this point. Right, we still got 5 minutes to try and take the next point as well. And we just killed that Winston. Oh god. So, that all went very well. You notice how I actually, like, turned around to check my team was there that time. I learned a lesson from when I went in by myself and died as Zarya. So, and then my team actually, like, focused the Bastion when I was holding the defense matrix over them. It was really cool. Because you also have to remember, I don't communicate at any point with my teammates because I hate talking to people in the voice chat. So, I was just, like, hoping, I had to, like, have to check they're there, and then I have to hope that they actually focus the Bastion, because I'm not calling anything out. I hate talking to people. So, it all went very well. So, right here, here's the first instance of betrayal in this game, right? So, let's back it up a little bit more than that. How do you, like, go back? Like, how do you slow down? Slower. So, right. We're running into the point. 2 of them are dead right now. Feels good. I'm like, alright, we're gonna get in on the point right now and touch it. See Reinhardt coming? I'm not playing Reinhardt. I can't countercharge him. I want to get out of the way. Over here. Look how perfectly this is lining up, right? Oh, booped right into me. And so I felt pretty betrayed, because also, I couldn't see this other perspective at the time, so I was just like, I swear to God I was out of the way of that Reinhardt, and then, like, the clock ticked in my mind a couple times, and I was like, Lucio. And now I'm just getting bullied, and I don't want this, because I expect my mech to get broken immediately. Oh, God. Oh, just make it stop. Oh, God. The bullying, and then I'm dead, finally. So I was feeling pretty betrayed by this point. There's another instance of betrayal yet to come, this time at the other person in this game that we're with, who, we don't have their perspective in this game. That would be really obnoxious, wouldn't it, if this was like a try VoD. So, oh, right there. So, go back. I didn't think it was actually that soon afterwards, so let's go back and focus on that betrayal also, right? So, playback. Speed. Slower. So, we can see here Tracer fighting Ana. Boop, and then just arcs right onto Ana's face. That one's more subtle, because I didn't actually notice it until I watched this video like 3 times. And I was like, oh, she actually booped that bomb right onto Ana's face. So, there was a lot of betrayal in this game. So, there's some corruption there, as you might have noticed. Don't worry about it. Nope, don't worry about it. It's fine. Do not adjust your internet. So, we are deciding to come around this side this time. I'm not super stoked to come around this side personally, but this is the side we're coming through. So, in the very back of this scuffle, I actually noticed McCree was starting to go on the left-hand side, so I'm like trying to keep an eye on that doorway on the left side right now. So, now I see McCree over there again, so I'm not worrying about it anymore. I remembered that this was a window, in fact, because I thought I was going to die initially, and then I remembered there was a window going on there as well, so I came to wave at him, as you do. So, seeing McCree over here, fighting him. He hasn't come back around, so I know he's coming around this way right now, so I'm just going to wait for that. Soldier's going in there as well. Soldier killed him. Soldier's lucky he didn't get flashbanged and killed, but I think he might have dodged it because he came back out of the room as well, so good job, Soldier. So, now we're behind the enemy team. I've got self-destruct built up. Trying to bully the Ana. Bonk. Come back over here. I shouldn't have woke him up. I should have actually just started ulting right next to his head, because there's nothing more depressing than when you're asleep and you see d.va start ulting right next to you. So, mech's about to break. Got my ult right there. I actually ult early because I get popped out right out in front of some damage, so that's kind of spooky. Oh god, Winston's right there. Over there, we can see Lucio got bullied by Mei. Feels bad, man. Oh god, this is not going very well right now. Bunch of people dead. There's a teleporter right there, so that's cool. Lucio decides not to take the teleporter, which is probably a wise decision. I, however, decide to take the teleporter because I'm brave. So, come out right here, find Winston. Winston's like, oh fuck. Oh, I killed Tracer. Doesn't that feel good? So, 2 of them are dead right now. I'm coming in to try and bully them. I'm not interested in the Winston, so I'm coming over here to fight the Ana instead. Now I'm coming back over here to fight them. Oh god, Winston's like doing this. This is just super inconvenient. See the Mei's over there. Decide not to get involved with that because I don't want to get frozen through defense matrix, you know. So, we have now entered the 2 CP effect where like we have won this point, but they have so many stalling heroes that it's going to actually take us forever to actually win this point. Mei's dead. Ana's coming back out. Ana's like having to run onto the point, but she's getting microwave. Feels bad. I hear High Noon. Don't see him over on that side of the gate, so he must be over on this side of the gate. Spin back around to block him. And, you know, now we're still just going through the 2 CP effect, basically. Ult right there. Mei's coming. Mei doesn't make it. So, now we can't lose anymore, because they got here with overtime. We still have 2 minutes and 20 seconds left to get 30% of this checkpoint. Which we do, in fact, manage to do, because 30% on the first point on Horizon is not exactly difficult to pull off. So, here we go. Still playing D.va, still playing Lucio. So, now we're going to attack again. And, as I recall, it isn't very close, but I don't actually remember the last round that clearly. So, Lucio's going up there on the left side. We've been walled off down here. Winston's just going to go straight up there. We've seen some Symmetra balls coming out of the point, so we know they have a Symmetra in here, which is kind of spooky for me, but we have a Winston, so I'm not bothered about it. So over there, we see that Lucio and Winston are going in. There's a bit of corruption here. Don't worry about it. No, everything is fine. Well, everything is fine. Everything is fine. So now we are in this very awkward standoff where we're trying to fire into all these bubbles. And we're getting there. Don't worry about it. It's all fine. I decided I don't want to deal with the bubbles anymore, and we're just going to go around the right-hand side. Then Mei comes at me, and I'm like, oh, I don't like this side anymore. Maybe I'll go back over where the bubbles were. So I don't know why I'm holding the defense matrix over that. There's like 8 different things in here I can't block. McCree rolls forward into his own death. I actually killed Ana in there somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure when, so that's great. Lucio got squished by Winston. However, we have now killed a bunch of them. They don't have a Mercy to res them, so... Killed the Mei right there. Died to the turret on the ground. Feels bad, man. They're all dead, though. We get to take the point. We get to win the game. Feels good, man. So... this was probably not super insightful, honestly, because, frankly, keeping track of, like, despite the great potential for insight of having 2 perspectives, I just find it really overwhelming to be looking at both screens, so I was really just focusing on the one screen for most of that. Because I find it, like, really, like, incomprehensible to look at, honestly. So, if my footage was not fucked, we'd get to see this play in stereo. Oh look, there's me being bad again. So, then, this screen looks really weird, because it actually, like, kind of fits together. So, this was probably not super insightful. I wasn't too sold on the idea of this video either, really, but I was, coerced into it, and I find it really difficult to, like, keep track of both screens at the same time. So, basically I just looked at my side of the screen. You can look at the right side of the screen and see, like, the support perspective of the game. Which, I mean, we may be more interested in. Probably people are more interested in the support side, honestly. I find people are more interested in support than tank, generally, which is kind of weird to me, but, you know, whatever. He said having played Reinhardt for an entire year. So, yeah, it probably wasn't super insightful, but thought it might be interesting. It might be novel, you know. Quite a few people have expressed interest in seeing footage of my own games anyway, so this is 2 for the price of 1, because you got to see me, and you got to see my friend, who is roughly as good as me, but the reason I was on a Smurf is because she's a scrub that doesn't play the game that much, so she was only down in Plat at the time, so I was on a Smurf. But she's, like, as good as me, but she main supports instead. Well, I guess I do that now as well. So you got 2 for 1. You got to see me, and you got to see my friend, who is roughly as good at me, but in a different area. So, 2 for the price of 1. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. And I hope you found the video helpful, insightful, entertaining. I hope you got something from it.